Subscribe to the Donnie Houston podcast, man.
What's happening? This your boy Smith. No, you watching Donnie Houston. My brother Donnie Houston. We in Houston. You watching Donnie Houston. In Houston.
Take me to like, how do you end up getting into music to where you get crossed over with Pimp and them, Pimp and Bonnie, the whole UGK thing? Like, how does that all even come together?
I guess I done told this story a couple of times. I'm gonna try to take a bit more of a uniquer, if that's a word, perspective in saying it. It's like, I can only go back to God, bro. Like, it ain't like I called Pimp on the phone and said, hey man, I heard you was gonna be here. I'm gonna need you to do this here, and then I'm gonna need you to like me in this way, and then I'm gonna need you to invite me here. I couldn't do none of that. That just happened organically. So I think that, you know, and I want you to say your question again to rephrase it so I can be on point, because I wanna land the plane on this accurately. How did I get involved with the music, and how did I meet Pimpin', right? Like, God, I mean, I could give you a whole story of how it happened in Jackson, Mississippi, Club Underground. Shout out to Stokes, because that's how I met Pimp.
They came there for a show.
They came there for a show at a club called Underground. So, you know, it's UGK at the Underground. And this club was, at that time, you know, shout out to Donnie Money, you know, in the Georgetown area. That's who had the club, and I think maybe Stokes was running it or whatever. But I got a partner named Black Tilly Funches from Crystal Springs, Mississippi. And he was the rapper. I started out, you know, trying to be like Scarface, bro. Small time dope game, cocaine. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, for real. And, you know, he got a record deal with a Crazy Cow. Shout out to Calvin Burton, Crazy Cow Records in Lansing, Michigan. And I'm just telling the story to be relative and give these people they due flowers, you know what I mean? To say it and remember it makes me remember them, and this is good. So, yeah, shout out to Cal. Yeah, and I went there, and he was doing an EP called The Black Knights. It was 4 guys in the group. It was Tilly Funches, which was Black. It was Skip, which is Sheldon Skipper. It was Wow. I don't even know your full name, bro, your government. But then it was Roman Watson, rest in peace to him. He was one of the members in the group that died. Just to keep their memory, it was the Black Knights. And so I went to Michigan with him. Like, you know, I don't really know. Like, maybe just be cool. Maybe I had a way with music that he saw. And so we went there, and I ended up doing my first song called A Pimp Mac Hustler. And the reason why I did that song is because the owner of the record company, his son, you know, was out front crying because they wouldn't let him record in the studio. And me, you know, like the kids, so we went and did the song. And what made the song unique, I took the Tootsie Roll Pop commercial. The old Tootsie Roll Pop commercial, the world is mighty, you know that, so, and put him in the front of the song, did the song, short story even shorter, came back to Mississippi, put a promotional pack together for Black, put a picture in there, put some CD of the Black Knights in there, and I put a sack of weed from Michigan in there, Northern Lights that hadn't made it back down south yet. And so, yeah. From there, Pimp, you know, shit, man, this story is long as hell. So, but anyway, Stokes gave Pimp them the music, and I hope you edit this out, bro. Stokes gave Pimp them the music, and I was trying to get my partner on, but they heard the Pimp Mac Hustler, invited me to come to Port Arthur for 2 weeks. I was in college.
Were they trying to sign? Like, what was the whole thing of, like?
No, I went to the club. I'm thinking that Pimp them, they wanted some more of the weed that I had brought from Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I got out there, I got to the club. I don't know, y'all excuse me, I'm just not. But anyway, I got to the club. Let me see you later, bro. I got to the club. I ran into a big ass bodyguard. Said, "You smoke?" Like, yeah. Said, "Come on, follow me." Go through the club. Go to the back of the club. It's a white limousine sitting out. And it's pointed like headed out toward the street. Go around the limousine. And then it's like, here we go again. You making me remember shit, bro. Shout out to Pocket Knife. He was the assistant pimp to Pimp and Ken. Pocket Knife with the solid gold lighter, setting the whole entire world on fire. Shout out to Pocket Knife. The ones who aren't from, they'll know who I'm talking about.
Mm.
Shout out to Pimp and Ken. Yeah, Pocket Knife. But Pocket Knife told me, he said, man, don't forget me, bro. And so, like, we was doing that just to remember. So I get in the car. It's some girl sitting in front of me. It's a girl sitting beside her. And then it's Bun, right? Then it's a girl sitting beside me. Then it's Pimp, right? And so we get in the car and he's listening to the music or whatever. Played the Black Knight, but then he said, who is this? And it was my song. The promoter, Stokes, had gave him a recording of the CD. I mean, of the tape, not the CD. CDs wasn't even out then. So he gave him a recording of the tape, and they had the Pimp Make Hustle on there, and Pimp put that in there. And then from him listening to that song, he invited me to come to Port Arthur to come do some recording. I asked my mom, because I was, in school, I'm still young, right? And she gave me a certain amount of time to go down there and succeed at something. So within that time, Front, Back, and Side to Side came out. Like, I lived with Pimp for like 3 years after that.
Just off that.
Just off that, because I got down there and like the way I entered down there, we was just different. Like, I come up from a different background, and like we just had a chemistry that made us better. Like, things got cleaner. You know what I mean? We stopped letting the sweets come through the door. You know what I mean? Around that time, like, he gave me a room in his house, bro. Like, the first time he ever let someone live with him, he gave me the room. I had to do some cleaning up and shit, but it was cool, man. And like, from that part, being around him, I learned a lot of things musically. You know what I mean? Like, because he had his room in the back, and then he had a room that was a studio called the Bud Room, and my room was right across from that. Because I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. Bun and everybody else, shout out to DJ Bird, Mitchell Quinn, shout out to Point Blank, shout out to Dory, all the guys from Port Arthur, man, they was there. I just wasn't from there, so I had to live somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And they accepted me. Like, I don't know who else they said, Smitty. I remember him. But like, it was just a brotherhood, man. It wasn't no division. Everybody was happy and getting along.
Is this when like Big Mike and 3-2 was coming through there and like they was having like all
Like, Big 3-2 came afterwards. Big Mike came afterwards. 3-2, I got some stories. Oh my God. Nah.
Go ahead.
Nah. I could tell you one thing, like, what could I say? I'm older now. I'm trying to think about how to answer this, bro. I like when Pimp said my nigga 3-2 came down with the water. 3-2 came down with the water.
Oh, he brought the water to y'all. Yeah.
I could tell you what. I learned the importance of milk and cookies.
Calm you down.
Yeah, I learned the importance of them. And then not only it come down, it stopped me. Cause like, I'm gonna say this here, bro. I had another experience with some fry from, I ain't gonna say who this is, but like, bro, I never like, I'm usually a weed and a drink guy, like, but you get into life sometimes you want to take your chance and experience and shit.
Yeah.
I'm with the guys, fair. I'll be helping out the fry, so I say, you know what I mean? I'm trying to see what the fry like. And so, like, the second time, like, but when I did it the first time, you know how they say you had them amp attacks, your head be hurting 3 months later and shit. So I couldn't get enough, so I tried again. And this time, bro, I ended up with this particular individual. We drove 6 hours from Texas to Mississippi. Went to a particular spot in an undisclosed location privately because it was like that then. Got some milk and cookies. Got back in the car and drove 6 hours back to where
Get
we
the
were.
fuck out of here.
Man, I'm telling you, bro, my windshield turned into the Space Invaders, bro. I never took that shit again. Never. Hell no.
That's
I'm
crazy.
talking about, yeah, nigga, my windshield turned into the space. I had to take a breath. And then guess what? We rapped all the way there and all well, I mostly did. We were young, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Subscribe to the Donnie Houston podcast, man.